Oh, good job.
Shouldn't put that out on YouTube though.
All right.
It should be Gonet, but we say Gonet, so we can say Daisy dog Gonet, Remy dog Gonet. That's why we do it that way. It amuses us. That's very important.
Can I move this?
Judy Gonet, one word, yes. GONET@gmail, yes. Have we started yet? I know we're recording. Hello, hello. Do I have to hit OK? Do I have to hit got it?
Yes.
Oh, hello. Hi, Judy.
Hi.
Oh, you went away. Hi.
Hi.
Is Richard saying something or am I saying something? Hello. Hello to everybody.
We're gonna go ahead.
Was he? Am I on camera? Is Richard speaking? Or are we just going on? Oh, I'm on camera. Hello, everybody. Oh, Alpine Branch is there. I guess I can move this closer. I don't have to continually squeeze. Ooh, I look better from further away. Okay.
All right, guys, just give me a thumbs up when we're ready to start. Camera's good, Cokeville's good. Alpine, y'all good?
Was that everybody or?
I don't know. Alpine, are you guys good? Show me a thumbs up. Class? Yep, okay, there's a thumbs up. Okay, you guys good in Thane?
Yeah, oh,
Okay.
yes.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start our introduction video.
Has he started yet?
Hi, I'm Richard Landreth, Director of Lincoln County Library System, and I welcome you today to Watercolor Landscapes Made Easy with Judy Gonet. Before class begins, there are a few people and organizations that we'd like to thank. First of all, there's Lincoln County Library System and the facilitators across the county. Thank you very much. Lincoln County Library Foundation for monetary support, Kimmer Senior Center for allowing us to invade your space and for monetary support. And last but not least, the Creative Aging in the Wyoming Public Libraries. This is a joint initiative of the Wyoming State Library, the Wyoming State Arts Council, and Lifetime Arts. The project was made possible through the generous support from the May and Stanley Smith Charitable Trust and the Wyoming Community Foundation. At any time, if you have questions, please feel free to type it into the chat or to contact the facilitator. And now, let class begin. Enjoy.
Okay. Hi, everybody again. Thank you, Richard. Today we're going to be doing, I have to look at this. We're going to be doing a fall scene.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and we're exploring the genres.
That was an accident. They stopped it.
Okay. That's all right. That wasn't me. I'm not a ventriloquist. Okay, so anyway, this is what we're doing today. Here's a bigger example of it. See that? Now, it may look hard, but it's not. Okay, oh, you guys can see it in person. All right, so the colors that I want to start out with, I want you to make ready, and remember what I mean by make ready. You don't need a whole lot. Okay, I want you to make a little puddle of whole milk. Remember, I'm into whole milk. Lemon yellow, cadmium yellow, alizarin crimson red, and cadmium red. So your palette should be set up like this with little puddles of paint. You don't need a whole, well, you don't need a whole lot, okay? But we're gonna start out with that. So here's my cadmium yellow. And remember that you can just drop a couple drops of water right into the color and then transfer it over to your mixing area from your well. Do what? The reds are alizarin crimson and cadmium red. And the yellows are lemon yellow and cadmium yellow. And we are going to use brown today, but you don't need to get that ready quite yet. Browns and blues, okay? So when everybody is ready for that, give me a thumbs up. What did I say I was going to do while they were doing the thumbs up thing? I had some great plan and I forgot.
Showing art. Showing.
Oh, but we already did that. So, okay. I thought everybody's paintings from last week were really good. And thank you for that. So well done, you guys. Don't screw up this week. Just kidding. Add that little thing there. Okay. I'm just going to put, I can put it, oh, that works this week. Okay, so there you go. I'm so happy because, you know, it was kind of, I can do it, but it was hard to paint upside down last week. Here we go. So again, this is the one we're going to be doing. Oh, so everybody figured out what size paper we needed, right? I can't remember the measurements of that. So we want to tape your paper to the board like this and prepare your palette like this. And when you've got that set up, give us a thumbs up. Which size? That's a good question. Anybody have a ruler? What size is this? Okay, so last week we had the little card, or the first week we had the little cards. Then we had the postcard size, which was 4 by 6. And this week we go one up from there. And I'm sorry, I can't remember the measurements. It's about, I think, by 6 by 8, maybe. You should have 4 of them. You should have 4 sheets. So did that answer your question, Alpine? I don't know what size. Just go for the one that has the 4 pieces of paper. I just can't remember what size we did. I think we just tore the sheet into quarters, so it's probably, I'd just be guessing if I did it. I am guessing.
Probably like a 5 by 5. I did that.
Did everybody find the right size paper? I'm sorry about that. I could say something very stereotypical that I'm a airheaded artist or that, but I'm not going to do that. I already did, didn't I? It's more than I'm not really that great with numbers. Well, you would think in a schoolroom that we would have a ruler. It's okay. Did everybody figure out their paper size? Is there anybody that still has a question about which paper size to use? And then tape it to the board like this. And then when everybody gets here, thumbs up.
It's 5 by 6.5.
Julie says it's 5 by 6.5. I didn't remember that. I think Richard, I'm okay. So Okay. Do I have a thumbs up from anybody here? Thane is thumbs up.
Afternoon, thumbs up.
Afton, thumbs up, good.
Cool. Alpine's got thumbs up.
Okay. So it's Lincoln, right? That's what we call Kemmer. Kemmer. Did everybody have trouble with that when they moved here? Kemmer. How to say Kemmer? It's like Puyallup outside of Seattle. I came up with lots of really fun ways to say that. Okay, we're just waiting on Lincoln.
Thumbs up.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so this week, like I said, what we're doing is this. Okay, this top one. Next week, we're doing snow. But this week, we're doing fall, all right? Now, you'll notice on this that I'm leaving a white area over here. And again, almost always, my paintings are set up according to the rule of thirds. So my focal point, if you imagine that I do a tic-tac-toe board on my piece of paper right here, my focal point will always be where the lines cross, generally. Sometimes like I think this one is in the middle. But anyway, so you'll see that I left a white area there, all right? Now, for this painting, I think a number 8 or a number 12 brush will work just fine. You'll get more coverage with the number 12, so that's what I'm going to use, the number 12 round. They're over there, number 12 round. That's just me for this part of it, so I can get rapid coverage. Okay, and it's going to be, you don't need to really worry about how you're painting this. We're going to move in a circular fashion, all right? Leaving a white area. And all you have to decide is where you want to leave that white area, which is going to be your focal point. And you can see how the white area or the center area really, really pops that out, okay? So taking my paintbrush, and I'm going to go into my lemon yellow first because that's my coolest color. And let me go ahead and finish the painting before you guys start, all right? So we're going to real rapidly and in a circle, I'm going to do my focal point is going to be up here again in that top third area. Just go around like this. And all you're doing is getting paint down, leaving kind of a white area. Okay. Just like this. And then I did lemon yellow at the very center closest to my white area, and then cadmium yellow, sorry guys. Okay, and now I'm going to zip over here into my alizarin crimson, and I'm going to mush that. I'm mushing all of it, mushing. Don't quote me on that. Don't go out and say the teacher said to mush. Okay. What is it, Judy Reedy's word for that? Okay, but what I am doing is I'm going right in on top of the paint, and I'm just using my brush like this. Basically, what I'm going for is kind of a look of background leaves, okay? And it's all gonna make sense in a minute, maybe, all right? So I have done lemon yellow in the center, and then I've done cadmium yellow around that lemon yellow. And then I've done alizarin crimson around the cadmium yellow, melding the colors together. And you can see how they are going together like that. Okay. Oops, don't do that. You can do that. If you do that, it's all right. Don't worry. And then cadmium yellow on the outsides. All right. And so this is what your page should look like at this point without that little boo-boo, which I don't worry about too much. All right, everybody. Carry on, and I want you to do that for now. That's the first step, okay? Again, what we're doing is recreating a backdrop, a background for our painting. All right, so almost every class that we do is going to be doing a background first and then painting on top of that. All right? So once everybody gets that done, then give me a thumbs up and we'll move to the next part, which are more trees. I'm going to leave this right here so you can look. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, excellent. Try and work it while it's wet and wet. You guys are really juicy over here. These guys have a lot of water. They're good. You guys are good too. A little more water, Lynn. I don't think it really matters. So just carry on with your cadmium red and go with the lizard crimson on the outside. It wasn't that important. Very good. Just waiting for thumbs up from everybody. Oh. Which blue I'm using. I think. Okay. Thank you, Alpine. How many people are in Alpine?
Lincoln is giving thumbs up.
Lincoln. Not that. All right, all right. Okay, so we have Lincoln, Afton, Alpine. Thane has Thane. Oh, Thane is not giving a thumbs up yet. Sorry. There's it's two. Okay, we just have one more to go. That's all right. Cokeville. I wish I had a camera to film you two. You're so cute. The people filming are really cute here, people. Just saying. Okay. Did we get one from Cokeville? Yeah. Okay. Afton and Cokeville, have we gotten thumbs up from them? Okay, super, super. Okay, we're going to take this. It should be quite wet. And we're going to set it aside for now. Okay. Now we have a new member here, so I have to instruct her on getting out a piece of paper. Remember our practice piece of paper, everybody, that we had from a few weeks ago? I want you to take that and get a clean sheet. I mean, not a clean sheet, a clean spot. All right. We're going to learn how to make, we're going to use brown. And I have to tell you, I very rarely use brown myself, but today we're going to use brown. I want everybody to be excited about that. Okay. We're going to use brown. And the brown that we're using is called burnt sienna. Okay. It's not a bad brown, but sometimes you do get a bad brown. Am I allowed to say baby poop brown? Okay, it's just a little like baby poop brown. Not that I've seen a lot of that, but anyway. All right, so we're gonna do brown, and what I want you to do is, once again, I'm gonna show you the palette. All right, what I want you to do is in your remaining mixing area, I want you to do a little puddle of your burnt sienna, and then right over in the corner of the same mixing area, I want you to just drop a little bit of the ultramarine blue in there. We're going to use some of that ultramarine blue in the brown. Yes, yes.
Let's stand it. Burnt umber.
Is it burnt umber? Burnt umber? No wonder it looks like baby food. Burnt umber, people. Thank you, Miss Julie, for pointing that out. Burnt umber.
Which
Okay.
blue
I was wrong. I said burnt sienna. It's burnt umber
and which blue?
and the ultramarine blue. I hope. Let me go look at that. Yes, it just says ultramarine, but ultramarine blue. There's French ultramarine and there's ultramarine. Ours is just ultramarine.
These cerulean?
Pardon me?
These cerulean?
No, you should have two blues in there.
I do not.
Oh my
I
gosh.
have a black.
Does everybody else have ultramarine blue? Poor Julie.
Very light blue. I was missing out.
She's good. Okay, so give us a thumbs up when you have a little puddle of burnt umber, my bad, I'm calling it a different thing, and ultramarine, burnt umber and ultramarine. Hey, where's my little liner brush? Okay. I keep forgetting what camera I'm on. So I'm like waving stuff around. Like it's this one right here. I'm catching on. It take a while. Okay. Okay. And so when you have the little puddle ready, let me know.
Which brush are you using?
We're going to use, thank you, that's a good question. We're going to use the liner brush, the #1 liner, and the #8. Okay. This again, where this is what we're doing right here. Now you're still going to need your yellows and reds, so don't wipe your mixing area yet. Leave those right where they are. And then what we're doing is a burnt umber and an ultramarine blue in the corner like that. One of the things about watercolor is there are several different ways to mix it. You can mix it on the palette. So I could take, for instance, some alizarin crimson and some cadmium yellow and mix them together for an orange. Or you can mix them on the paper where you put down the yellow, which is what we just did here. This is a wet into wet technique where we're letting the colors mix on the paper while they're wet. And the other way you can do it is you can lay down a color and let it dry and then lay another color on top, and that's glazing. And that's the third way to mix color. Generally speaking, I usually mix on the paper because when it mixes like that, it just creates a really beautiful color, right? And when you do mix, like we're going to be mixing this burnt umber with a little bit of the blue, when we do mix that, what's key is to not over mix it. If you over mix it, you just end up with a dull, well, not quite as exciting color, right? When you mix it together just a little bit in your palette and paint it, you'll have some, in this case, some of the blue popping out of the brown, right? Rather than mixing blue right in with the brown, okay? So give us a thumbs up when you're ready. Alpine and Cokeville and Lincoln. I've got paint all over the paper. We're all good? How about Thane? Okay, thank you. Okay, so once again, we're gonna do some tree practice. Almost every time we're gonna do some tree practice. We're gonna be making those stick trees. We're not gonna put leaves on them until the end. So we're gonna be making the stick trees right here. And if you look closely, it's kind of out of focus right here, but if you look closely, you'll be able to see where I've dropped some blues in there, right? So the way I like to make the trees when I'm using brown, which is rare, I'm gonna mix, come right over here. Actually, I think
I need that to be. I broke my own rule there. That was kind of like, that was not good. That was not good whole milk. That was not good wholesome milk. Okay. I have filled my paintbrush with some of the brown, and I'm going to come over and just dip a little bit into the blue, and then I'm going to paint my tree. I'm using a number 8 at this point, just to show you that you can do this with the number 8, and you're making your deciduous trees without the leaves. Okay. And then I'm going to do one that just has a little bit more blue in there. Blue's not showing up. Come up with a little more blue, drop it in there. So what I want you to do is I want you to practice making trees with the blue and the burnt umber. All right. And I want you to vary the width of your trees. One of the things I noticed when we were looking at the paintings from last week is people are making branches quite short. So what I'm seeing is people, I'm going to switch to the liner brush. What I see is people coming in and making trees like this with branches that only go out like that far, right? If you look at this, part of what we're using these branches for are to frame things. So you want those branches to be long, like you see them growing in the woods, longer. So make them quite long. You can see that some of my branches might reach more than halfway across the page. So just practice on that. If anybody wants to show me their practice page, you're welcome to. Doing a little bit more brown. Okay, I just made cream. Don't do that. Pardon me?
Just cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese. We have cottage cheese over there. Good grief. All right. Whoa. I see Judy. Judy, who's that with you? There's Missy there too. It's kind of a romper room thing. We went through that last week. So again, we're just making some of these practice trees. And remember to vary the width of the trees as well as the height of the trees, and try and get those branches. Remember, I talked a little bit last week about making the branches a bit straighter. Look at that tree on your wall there. Where was that? Alpine. You have a tree, a demo tree right there on your wall. There you go. Look at that. See how those branches really leap out across the whole? Who made that? That's really nice. You guys could get up with your paintbrush and add some more branches there. We might get in trouble though. Maybe we better not do that. Oh, very, very nice. That's just beautiful. Don't tell her I said that you could add to it, okay? Okay, so once again, just think about the length of your branches and crossing them, too, so that, again, this is just our practice sheet. So we have it like that. Is that Kemmer there, Lincoln? You guys look at you having a lot of fun. You may need those smocks. Oh, hi. Is that the facilitator? Hi, facilitator person. October. Oh, I love that name. Oh, and it is October too, isn't it? Okay. We're actually really good on time today, so. Pardon me?
Say hi to Coco.
Hi, Codeville. We should have everybody stand up. We're Codeville. I love Codeville. I've done some really great paintings down there. Oh, we're back to Thane. That's mine. Okay. Now, when everybody feels like they've gotten enough practice with this, we're going to go to our painting. Okay. And I'm feeling it. Remember, I talked last week about how normally we don't paint on top of wet paper We normally wait for it to dry, and the way that you can tell it's dry is when you put the back of your hand on the paper. If it's cool, it's still wet. Okay, if you're doing a painting that's going to take where you have more time, then you would let it dry appropriately, or you could whip out a crafter's heat gun or a blow dryer and dry it. However, in the short period that we have, we're not going to do that. So before we go with the trees, what I'm going to ask everybody to do is just take a paper towel and put it across I just added a T to that across the painting like this, just to make sure that you're picking up any super wetness on the paper. Because if we go with our trees on top of a wet area, it will simply run into it. So this is what we're going to do to just pick up a little bit of that excess. Now, when we start, is everybody ready to start trees? Okay, we got thumbs up from Thane. Need a little bit more blue. Okay, so after we got Afton and Alpine and Cokeville and Thane, and Lincoln's ready too. Lincoln, you're rocking it today. Okay, now we have this piece of paper in front of us, and this is our focal point. Just like with everything else, I talk about that horizon line, right? So I want your trees to be growing out of the ground, the imagined ground, about 1/3 of the way up the page. So you can see where my tree started right there, and I will demonstrate that now. I'm going to take a number 8 brush because my first tree that I make, I want it to be quite large, you know, not that it really matters that much. So I'm going to come up about 1/3 of the way the page up, and I'm going to paint a tree. I want my trunk to be a little bit. See how the tree is curving over like that? Don't do that. I don't know why I did that. I just painted it that way. Okay, and then the branches are coming out, right? You can use a number 8 if you feel pretty confident in your brush use. Otherwise, go to the number 1 liner, all right? And all you're gonna do is paint a number of trees. I would say that over here on this side, you maybe want 5 or 6 trees. I do not want you to paint any trees in front of your white right now. So from here to here, don't put any trees because we have a special formula for trees that are in front of our light area. I'm going to put a tree over here. All right, so you could put probably 4 trees over like this. You can have your branches going across that white area a little bit like that. So we're just painting trees like this. We've practiced them, so they should be good. Mine are looking a little, you know, maybe not quite as good as yours are at this point. Remember too, not to have the trees on the outside edge going away. You want them to blend in a little bit or bend in a little bit. And again, I am mixing a little bit of brown with blue, okay? And also remember that you can paint more than 1 tree at a time. And as you're painting those trees, it will get lighter, and that's fine. It just gives it more distance. So we talked about that last week, where when you paint it with a little bit of a lighter value, it will actually seem much further away. So I want you to do trees like this, maybe 5 or 6 over here on this side of the paper, and then a few over here. And when you get those trees down, if you want to come up and show me on the camera, that would be great. And then we can do thumbs up as people get caught up with that. You can also vary where you start those trees. They shouldn't go any further down the page than here, but you might have one that's starting a little bit higher on the page back there. And if it's higher like that, the way I'm looking at it is it's further away, so it will also be quite a bit smaller. Okay, so when you get to this point where you've got all your trees painted in using a combination of the brown and the blue, then give me a thumbs up. Is anybody having trouble with the brown and blue? Is anybody getting too blue, or are we doing all right with that? Okay. This one's gonna bother me for like, it's gonna bother me that my tree is falling over. Add a little trunk down there. Okay. So when you've got a nice grouping of trees. Oh, I moved fast. Did you see that? It's like speed painting. So right now, what the painting should look like is this, more or less. All right. I can go over here a little bit more too, obviously. Alpine is still painting trees. They're practice trees, or they're on their painting trees. Alpine, are you getting your trees on your painting, or are you still practicing your trees? Oh, brilliant. Good. Thank you. Oh, there's Kemmer. How are you guys doing? Can I see anybody's painting there?
Anybody want to fill their trees? We're still working hard on our trees, so.
Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Good. Was everybody able to leave a white area? All right. Very good. Cokeville. Hi, Cokeville. How are you guys doing? Oh, excellent. You see, you did the same thing I did to my tree there. Very good. Excellent. Good. Okay. Very nice. We're back to Afton. Is that a bag of cookies on your table? Oh no, disinfecting wipes. Judy, like, they're not my cookies. Okay, good. You might want to make your trees a little bit darker so they pop out there. So, yeah. How are you guys doing? I always forget about the people right in front of me. Oh, look at, you got it. Can you show that one?
Looks like burnt sienna. AKA, yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. It's funny when you put two people together, how everything starts with that side, right? Oh, hi, George, Lynn Passage. Oh, you did too. Good. Make your branches just a little bit more narrow and a little bit longer. Yeah, and
Yeah, and try not to make them kind of be like that. When you do, one of the things you want to avoid, even when you're making tree branches, to have obvious arrows like this, right? So if you have two branches coming off, try and make it more like that, because this becomes an arrow that's going to direct the viewer's eye to that arrow. So what we try and avoid are called arrows or hard points. Not that you did anything wrong over there, okay? Don't sit over there and say, oh no, she scolded me. It's all good. It's part of the creative process. Once we get to this point, what we're going to do is we're going to do some trees that are right in front of the light. All right, so when everybody is ready to move to the trees in front of the light, give me a thumbs up. Are they giving thumbs up? Okay, how about Thane? Are the Thaneites ready to go too? All right. So when you look at this painting right here, actually I did a little bit better on this one. Okay. Again, I'm viewing this as though this is our sun back here, or it's our light source, right? It's backlit, okay? So what I like to do for the trees that are right in front of that is I like to paint them again with our brown and blue. The brown and blue is going to go at the bottom and at the top, but when I go across the light area, I'm going to drop in a little bit more yellow into that so that it looks like it is being backlit. You know how when you're looking right into the sun, how things appear really bright and what you're actually looking at kind of fades out. Again, over here is, if I can get up close. All right, so like that. So I'm going to take, wait a minute, I lost my painting. There it is. Sorry. I'm trying to be a little more somber. Okay, so I might start with just yellow going down like this, right? Just across, and then I'm going to drop in some brown into the bottom of it. Just brown into the bottom and brown at the top. All right. I went in with a little red too. I can't tell why. Okay. Actually, you can take your paper towel too and gently go across like that, lightening it even more. You don't want it to be quite that abrupt. All right. And then, do your regular branches. If you have a branch going out across that light area, make it in yellow. So it's going to look like that. All right. And then adding a little bit of dark at the tip.
Which yellow are you using?
I used cadmium yellow because I like the warm yellow. You could also use the, just the lemon yellow. So there's lemon yellow right there. Again, at the bottom of the tree is brown and the top of the tree is brown too. All right. So it's kind of like you have this area of light where it is going in front of that light area. Okay. I hope everybody does better than I just did right here. Okay. So again, I'm going to come in with cadmium yellow in the middle. I would say like maybe do 3 over on the right and then not too many going straight across. I'm just going to put 1 over here on the left. And then I think I just called it burnt sienna again, but the burnt umber like that. All right. And maybe even a little bit more dark blue down here and up here. And then my branches, branch, kind of like that. This is all going to make sense when we put leaves on top and do the bottom too. So I would say at this point that however many trees you want to put in your painting, go for it. We started out with, I think I said 6 or 5 over here. If you want to add more trees, you can, and vary the length. Okay.
All right, so when people get their trees in, going across their sunspot, give me a thumbs up, and if you can, show me what you've done so far too. I'm gonna continue working on mine because I'm embarrassed that I've made such a bad painting here. So there you go. Okay, I'm gonna get up and walk around, see how everybody's doing. Good. Oh, good. You got 3 goods. Jill only got 2.
Okay.
All right. Oh, no, you've got it. You've got it. Very good. Have you been practicing your trees, Lynn? You're doing really good. Oh, you didn't go home and practice trees over the. Much as I've done before. Sometimes we'll do fun things like full moon. I don't think I have any full moons here. I brought with me some of the cards that I make. I do a card class just to show you the different ways that we can use this. Pardon me? My upside down cards, that's what I call them. Thanks. Thank you for that. So anyway, just to show you the possibilities of what you can do when you start to learn how to make those background colors. You can make them quite dramatic, you know, like this. And it's using the exact same technique. So all I'm doing is throwing a bunch of color into the sky and then painting the trees on top of that. Even with blue, you know, I was saying something about a full moon there, but that just gives you some idea of the possibilities with this technique. And it's, like I said, it's all using everything that we're doing. You know, we're working with the conifers. I always want to say pine tree, but that's not right. So with the conifers, I mean, look at this one, when you have that really harsh contrast there at the potential for what you can do with this technique. And again, it's all using that the black or the black blue, right? And then there's another aspen one, and then that one. So this one is, for instance, is going over the moon in much the same way that we're going over our light area. All right. And so when everybody gets to this point, I'm hoping that everybody's painting looks better than mine. Mine looks like all the branches are going off the top. I get nervous on camera. Okay, I'm gonna add just a few more trees. I need lower branches is what I need. Just a few lower branches like that, okay? Okay, so, but look at how right now, remember, contrast creates clarity. So where we've painted a little bit lighter with yellow there, you really get the sense that you've got that strong light source coming from behind, okay? The next part that we're going to do is we're going to, I kind of call it grounding the trees, but we're going to put the foreground in like this. All right. So when everybody gets done with this part, give us a thumbs up. Alpine rocks, but they have that big, beautiful tree there as a demonstrator. Oh, we have a tree here too, but ours is a palm tree. We don't have palm trees here in Star Valley. Well, indoors. So Alpine is ready to go. I'm sorry. Good. One thing about Wyoming for sure, is things dry really, really fast. Thank you, Lincoln. So how about Cokeville and Afton? Okay, how about Thane? Okay, all right. So like I said, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be using a little bit of blue again. So we want to make sure we have enough ultramarine blue, the burnt umber, and reds and yellows. So you should have, your palette should look like this at this point. You should have plenty of yellows in there still, your lemon yellow, your cadmium yellow, plenty of cadmium red, and plenty of alizarin crimson. And then my brown over here. I'm looking at my own area. I think I could use a little bit more brown. All right, so I'm just adding a little bit there. Okay, and then a little bit of ultramarine blue over in the corner. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create kind of shadow on the foreground. All right, so I'm going to come in with you should see me mixing. Okay, I'm going to come in, and remember I talked about whether we mix on the page or we mix on the palette. I'm going to do a little bit of both here. So I'm going to go into my brown, and all I want you to do is just go into the trunk of your tree and start painting a little bit more. Don't worry about getting your paints all muddy. Just come in like this. And all you're doing is we're darkening the foreground so that you know that that's the foreground. Okay. And I'm using a little bit of brown. I'm using a little bit of alizarin crimson. Okay. And I'm just going over the bottoms of my trees like this with my brush, letting my brush act kind of like leaves on the ground. All right. Mostly what I've used here is alizarin crimson, burnt umber, and some cadmium reds. And you know what? For ha-has and teehees, I'm going to come in and I'm going to throw just a little bit of ultramarine in there too. So this is what you're doing right now. You're just getting, I don't know why I did up that. Don't do that. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, like that. All right. So it's just basically what I'm doing is I'm very freely giving this sense of fallen leaves on the ground. Okay, does everybody see that? And I think I've mentioned this too before, that with my style of painting, what I like to do, especially when we come to peel off your tape, is I do like to have just a little bit of darker on the bottom of the page. So it's really grounded like that. It's okay, don't touch it anymore. I tell myself not to touch it anymore. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about that? It looks pretty sloppy right now, but it will, well, it's fall. It's supposed to look sloppy. All the leaves are changing color and falling off. Okay, I'm gonna pop around and look. Too fast too. There you go. It's a little bit lighter colors now. Just put your this in here and just yeah, make it up a little bit. Excellent. You left a lot of air in there, and that's good. You didn't leave air in that, doesn't it? Yeah. You didn't, but that's fine too, right? So you can pick a little bit up with your paper towel and then add a little bit maybe darker, get a little bit darker down here at the bottom, touches of blue perhaps, that ultramarine blue. And then Julie did well too. This went way faster than I imagined. Okay, if you guys want to, when you get to that point, if anybody wants to show me what they've done so far, that would be great. Are there any questions out there? Is everybody having fun? I like to hear that everybody's having fun. Are you having fun here?
Yes.
Afton, that's a nice arm there. The picture, oh, there she is, okay. Oh, look at that, you guys. You totally rocked that. Oh, you too, wow. Okay. Now Cokeville, thank you, guys. Look at that. I was wondering what you were going to do with that big trunk. Oh my gosh. That is that just says October right there. Oh, very good. Very, very good. You guys have got great contrast. How is it that everybody's making better paintings than me? Well done, you guys. Okay, how about Alpine? Look at Alpine. Wow. Anybody else? Okay. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Nod your head if you're happy with your painting so far. Oh no, there was one person who went, I don't know. Maybe. So pardon me? There we go. Okay, camera. All right. Lincoln camera. Oh, how cool is that? Very, very good. Oh my gosh. You guys totally rocked it. Yes, yes, yes. These are kind of woodscapes, aren't they? Oh, wow. That person got some rocks in there. Whew. Very nice. You guys are good students. My goodness. So very good. Thank you. Thumbs up. So one of the things I was going to say to the person who shrugged their shoulders about whether or not they were happy with their painting, my friend Julie and I often go sketching together. And halfway through the sketch, we'll be like, oh, this is so bad, this is so bad. What we have to remember is that when you're halfway done with the painting, you don't judge it. You're not just simply not finished. My analogy is if any seamstresses are out there or sewers, sorry, there might be guys out there that sew too, my apologies, but you don't make a shirt and before you get the sleeves on say, oh, it's awful. You know, you just haven't gotten the sleeves on. So it's the same with the painting. It's a process. It doesn't happen instantaneously. So don't begrudge yourself a good job by thinking that it's bad before it's finished. We just simply have to finish it. I hope mine improves when we finish it. Okay. All right. Did we see everybody's painting? We saw Cokeville, we saw Afton, we saw Lincoln and Alpine. Okay, good. Now, pardon me? Did we see Thane? Did we show Thane's paintings? Come on, chop, chop. All right, we got to see Thane too. Here's my painting. It's not very good. Just after I gave you that lecture about not doing that. Okay, oh, that's a good one. I can look at you in person. I don't know why I'm looking at my iPad.
I think we'll turn.
Oh, we've got some shy people here. Very good. Did we see yours?
Oh, yeah, I was first.
Okay, she was first. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to get some leaves on top here, all right? Okay, there we go, sorry. So we're gonna put some leaves on top, and we have a whole half an hour to do that, so we might do it slowly. Okay, I'm a little bit wet down there, so I'm gonna go like this just to pick up a little bit, all right? And now using where'd my paints go? Okay. I am going to mix a little bit more paint. And for this, generally speaking, sorry, generally speaking. Are we on me yet? Okay. Generally speaking, the first colors that you put down in watercolor is yellow, your lightest colors, right? Generally speaking, you cannot put yellow on top of colors and have it show up, all right? So usually the first color to go down when you're layering will be yellow, and then you can put colors on top of that, but you can't put like a red down, and maybe I'll even show you that. Say I go with yellow on top of a red. It's going to change it a little bit, but not quite as much as we'd like. So what I'd like you to do at this point is to mix a good quantity of cadmium orange, okay? By a good quantity, I just mean have it, like that, about, I don't know what it's gonna be, a teaspoon maybe. And then some, I'd like to point out that my red is really kind of ugly right now, my alizarin crimson. And so I am gonna come in and clean my, my mixing area a little bit because that was kind of a dirty red. And we want nice bright colors for the leaves. So I'm going to pull some more red in there. It doesn't help. My water's a little bit dirty too. So I'm making more red. Okay. So everybody should have a good puddle of reds going here, the cadmium red and the alizarin crimson. Okay. And then in spite of what I just said, go ahead and make sure you have some good cadmium yellow because we might want to add it to the color we're going to be putting down. So when everybody gets to this point where they have a good puddles of color about the consistency of whole milk and good deep colors, I notice that some of you are working quite light. So we want good vibrant colors down here. Okay. So when everybody gets like this, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up, everybody. I'll be over here trying to make my painting nicer. Okay. I don't know if that did anything. See what I just said about not putting yellow on top, but you can very clearly see the yellow on top there. So sometimes when I'm going to give you our basic watercolor rules, and I think that once you learn the rules, then as you work further with it, you learn when to break the rules, basically, right? All right, and we're going to go with a number 8 brush for this next part. Alpine is ready. I love that. Alpine is ready. We should always try and keep our painting on top of our paper towel. They've completely covered this beautiful white table with paint. Did you bring your bleach today? cleaning up my table. How's Cokeville doing? Is Cokeville almost ready? And Lincoln? How about Thane? How's Thane doing? Your trees are very neat and tidy, Lynn. You're a neat and tidy person, aren't you?
Yes.
I'm not insinuating you aren't, Lori, but
Oh, that's okay.
Julie, I know.
I'm good at cleaning up.
Oh. I'm not good at, I'm clean, good at. Did I tell you about, I'm gonna just tell everybody while we're waiting about my grape jelly experience yesterday.
Oh, no.
When I decided, someone gave me a bunch of grapes and I'd made the juice and I was gonna make the jelly. And for some silly reason, I was a little off yesterday. I was making it in my Ninja Foodie and I decided to put a top on it and have a little sit down for 5 minutes. And when I turned around, the grape jam was exploding out of the Ninja Foodie thing, which ruined the entire machine, down over my counters, down over my dishwasher, and all over the floor. And as my friend Julie pointed out, the only thing worse than honey might be grape jam. It was a mess. And all I kept saying was, oh my, oh my, oh my. It was horrible. So that's my little story on the grape jelly thing.
It was all gone. I mean, it was all.
No, I still was able to get 8 little jars of it. And my husband said, you can scrape it off the counter. And I said, you can't scrape stuff off the counter that you're going to be giving to people.
Yeah.
I go, I have some points I'm just not willing to cross. And that was it. I said, no, it was just a total loss. I can't even describe to you the look of horror on his face. And then when I announced that I had just destroyed 100 and some odd machine because the grape jelly got into the elements. Oh, it's not one of my better moments. At least I could laugh about it after it was done, which the cleaning up took 3 hours PS. It was awful. All right, so we have Alpine is ready. How about Cokeville? Are you guys ready? Afton.
That one's up from everybody.
Okay, perfect. All right, so our next step is going to be these leaves, right? And we're just going to go right over the top, all right? We may add a few more trees after we've gone over the top, all right? So this is how I do it. And it's, again, I'm pretty free with it. So I'm just going to start with my cadmium red, which I didn't really have enough of. And all I'm going to do is when I get around my lighter area again, that's when I want my lighter colors. So I'm going to start with darker colors. And I just am using my brush like this, you know, just having them, I'm painting them all different directions. As I said, fall is beautiful, but it is kind of messy, right? So I just mixed up a little bit of alizarin crimson. So I'm just doing it like this. Okay, and all I'm doing is adding a little bit more leaves on top, just like this. When I come across my yellow area, I'm going to come in with some of that cadmium yellow and do a few of those. And then I'm going to throw that right in the red. So just like this, all right? You can make as many as you want or as few as you want, but again, you want to leave this area open. Just look how we're building the painting around this way, but still leaving our focal area quite open, because that's where we want the viewer to go. So we're just kind of setting the stage for that. You can have your leaves go all the way down to the bottom if you want, all right? So I'm just using cadmium red, alizarin crimson, and all I'm doing is putting some leaves on top of those trees. And you do want a variety. You don't want them all to be alizarin crimson or all to be cadmium red. You want to get a variety in there. And you can see how I just put down this alizarin crimson quite loose and juicy. And now I'm going to come in and add just a little bit of yellow. And that will give me a nice bright orange, cadmium yellow. So I'm just doing it like this. All right. I'm pretty happy with those leaves. Maybe have a few lighter ones going across like this. Okay, does anybody have any questions about that? what a messy fall, but it really stands out. Okay, I'm gonna pop around and see how these people in Thane are doing. And you can have the leaves go all the way down to your foreground too. Okay, so that, actually that said, actually Cindy actually has hers going across like a canopy, and it's quite lovely. So you can bring those leaves all the way down to the bottom, or you can leave them like a canopy like Julie and Cindy have done here. Which now I wish I had done, but there you go. Good, 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 good. You might add just a little bit more water to these. These are quite, and then try and make them go in different directions too. All right, so just move your brush around like this. Oh. I'm excited to see how people are doing. Okay. We see you, Alpine. Everybody's, oh, look at everybody's making leaves. Good, good, good. Good, and yeah. It's kind of hard to see, you guys are so far away. But I can see your color. And your smiling, happy faces. Oh, there we are. Back to October. Good, good, good. Now I notice, you're good, you're good. They aren't going to give up those paintings till they get their leaves in. It's all fine. We are going to add one more element to this. There we are in Afton. Let me see. Come on, Judy. What's your friend's name? I said it looks like Jan or something. Okay. Good, good, good. Okay. We're going to do Cokeville. How about Cokeville? Where's Cokeville? There's Cokeville. I can't wait to see what these guys are really, oh my gosh, you guys are so dramatic. That is so great. Oh my gosh. Let me see the last one. Very, very good. Do you guys like them? Nod yes. I feel like I was going to say something important. Oh, I was. We're going to add one more element to this that is going to be a little bit messy. Okay. We're going to spatter. Wait, I don't have to do that. Okay. I did not spatter on this one, but I did spatter on this one. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. My spattering. Okay. So I did spatter on this one too. Okay. So see, the spattering is right through here. Okay. And when we spatter, I'm not sure if that's the right word, spatter, spritz, whatever you want to do it. It can go over on your neighbor. Okay. And it can be kind of messy. A lot of watercolorists like to do this at the end of their painting. They just spatter a little bit, and it does give it a little bit more lightheartedness, I guess. It's the only thing I can say about that. Mine is still somewhat wet in certain areas, so I'm going to pick up a bit to so it doesn't blend too much. And I'm going to come over, and for this, I'm going to use my number 1 and my number 8, and they're going to be used together. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into my cadmium red. Whoops, wait, I got to move down so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to mix it up, and I want it to be really, this really has to be a good, juicy whole milk here. All right. And I've picked it up with my number 1 liner brush. And this is the messy part. So if you have anything like any precious thing around your painting, you're going to want to move it. Look at your neighbor, and if they have a white cashmere sweater on, tell them they should probably move away, okay? And then I'm going to spatter, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my number 8 brush like this, and I'm going to take my liner brush, I'm going to pray that it works, and I'm going to tap and see how I'm just tapping. And when I tap like that, you can see where it's spattering right there, okay? I'm going to do that a little bit more. It just adds a little bit more of an element to the painting.
So your paint on the little one. Yeah.
The paint is on the little one, on the number 1 one. If I did it on the number 8, it would be really big drops, okay? So you're using the number 8 just as a tapping tool, okay? And then I can do some alizarin crimson too, and just tap, 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 tap. And maybe even a touch of brown there. Oh, thank you. Yes. Okay, so you can see the final step, the tapping right there. Good. Okay. Tap, tap, tap. This is good. Next week, we're going to be using the same technique, and we're going to be creating snowdrops with white paint. So you can see how that, to work on the focus here, the focus, okay. You can see how it taps out there, right? And then flowers too. So, whoops, I shook my camera. Can you see the snow on that? This is just a great way to add just a little bit of sparkle and a little bit more depth to the painting. All right. And then I noticed on my own painting that when I got all of this done, I did add another dark tree. I didn't think of the word dark tree in front. So we do have a little bit of time. And if you want to add, we've got all this leaf work going on and all of this bright light going on. We might want to add one more tree right on top of all of that activity as kind of a tree that stands out in front. Now, a lot of you already have some really dark trees in there, so you may not need to add it. Okay. I feel like I need to add one that has just a little bit more blue, just to make it a little bit more, give it a little bit more depth. Okay, so I'm painting 1 or 2 trees right on top of everything else that we painted. I'm actually going to come in with the number 8. And again, there are some of you that already have quite a few trees in there and you may not need it. I feel like mine sure could use it. So I'm just coming in with a really dark tree right on top and giving it a little bit more depth. Okay, this is completely unnecessary, but I was looking for something to fill up the last 10 minutes with. So there you have it. Okay, so does anybody want to show me their spattering, and have we gotten that far?
Okay, we're gonna go to the
Cokeville? How'd the spattering go in Cokeville? Does everybody still have white shirts? Oh my gosh, I mean, you guys, those are so brilliant. Very, very nice. You have excellent color there. Did you spatter? Okay. Do you still have a white shirt? Look at this person in the middle has a white shirt. Is your shirt still white, or did she spatter on her shirt? Good, all right, all right. I always feel bad when people leave messy, you know? It's like, I'm sorry about that. Oh, we have stuff to show from Lincoln now. Very cool. Oh, excellent. They got some real leaves going there. Very, very good. Oh, spattering. I see the spattering. That was a good spatter. Thank you. I switched to Afton. I think Kemmer had one more to show. Oh, very, very nice. Oh, you did really good job on your leaves there. Excellent. Oh, good, good, good. Wow. Very nice. Okay, Alpine. Alpine got closer. Thank you, Alpine, for getting closer. Look at that brilliant color. Oh, wow. You know what really makes that color stands out is how she put that blue in there for the contrast. That's really nice too. You guys all really rocked this. Very, very good. Okay, so remember the last thing that we're going to want to do. Do we have any more? Do we have any more? What about Thane? What about Thane? I got about our own. See, did I put you guys on the spot? Very nice. Oh, we get to, that turned to Cindy. That turned out so well. Give us a smile. Give us a real smile. Okay. Very nice. I think everybody did really well with this. I could not be more pleased. I hope that you guys are too. I want you to remember that when we go to peel the tape off, remember that we always peel away from your painting so we don't have any unhappiness with ripped paper. So always peel away from your painting, peeling away from the painting and away from the painting, okay? And everybody should be left with a neat and, well, neat and tidy, I don't know about that. Oh, I forgot, I almost forgot. It's like that. Yeah, there's just something, in my opinion, there's something that's really nice about having that white border on the painting. It just makes it, and it's like, it's almost like magic when you peel that off and it looks like a painting, you know, as opposed to just a mess with all the masking tape on there. So well done, you guys. Next week, we're going to be doing snow scenes. We're going to be using masking tape for it to do hill work.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're going to go back to our conifer trees and deciduous trees, and it's going to be all about the blues next week. All right. I hope that we don't have snow by next week, but you know, just saying. So we're going to do this. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, we finished early for a change. Here you go. Thank you very much. Thank you. Everybody should take a bow because they did really good. Well, I don't know about that. All right. Should I continue